way he taught and what he taught was through love. And in there lies the power of us as teachers, whatever that subject may be. But the key is, are we teaching from a standpoint of love for that person rather than love for ourselves? Are we teaching through our ego? Or are we through teaching through our love? Just like you said earlier, you said my curriculum, my program, my clearly it is how you have defined, how
Mhm.
you have created it. But the question is, did you create it with you in mind or with the teacher of the students? And
Hit me with a question. One, I think the balance is recognizing that there is no separation, that there is me and my students. And so I think exactly as we started is that we do things, um, if we can do things from a place of our love of what we do, then it could be a very powerful thing. And it becomes important that we understand what we love, right? I'm somebody who teaches from a philosophical standpoint. And so my students have to be people willing to come at things from a philosophical standpoint. There could be people who teach through music, um, through movement. There's these different ways, if you will, of getting across lessons. So here again is a big reason of why I would say that there can't be one way because we learn differently of how we take in information. And so somebody may need it to be more poetic. Some people may need it to be more physical, if you will, in the sense to help break their egos down and how folks learn. So for me, you have to have both things in line. I have to be able to move in what is my best way so that I'm not coming inauthentically. If I'm not musical and I get up there thinking I need to be able to sing to folks and whatever, and it ain't my thing, then I'm gonna come across as inauthentic. So what is our best way to teach in the sense of being orators, whatever? I think and believe that there's different ways that people take in information, and it becomes unfair for us to force everybody to take it in or on in that same way. Um, to go back to Jesus reading the Torah or whatnot in a sense, because there's a thing that I was going to come to is this kind of infallibility of the people who wrote the Bible, or that the Bible being it being just infallible. When Jesus reads the Torah and whatever, he clearly understands there's a bunch wrong. There, a lot of this don't really resonate today, but he's read it in a way to where he can meet those people where they were. So he can speak to the people who had also been exposed to the Torah, and he was able to speak to people who were not. And that is because he can meet them in love, meet them in the spirit, and not meet them in the dogma, if you will. He was very upset about the dogma and what the preachers had turned the religion into, which had now become the spirituality. Exactly as what you said, that there's spiritual supremacy, meaning that yes, there is this one way within the spirit, but how we get to it is different or dependent on how our personality or our individual way may be, which is this challenge, right? Because this is what makes it so difficult for people. It's because when you come up here and you try and force me to learn it or take it in the way that you did, you're not meeting me where I am. You're not loving me to ask me what sings to me. And there, I think, is where a lot of religious supremacy steps in, is that instead of being curious about the people that they're talking to, they are simply curious about their own sense of self, their own protection of their way of being. and they talk down or talk at people. Here's the difference of what made Jesus so great was that he listened to folks. He loved folks. He had curiosity of folks and allowed them to find their faith so that they could be healed or elevated. But he didn't do it for them. And what I find in a lot of religious supremacy is that they think that they're going to do it for you, that their way is so great that they don't stop to take the time to help you find your way. They try and force you into theirs.